Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I will be continuing on with the series from Wormwood. We are on Wormwood, video number, sorry, let me find it here. Hold on, latest. Video number 17. For anyone that hasn't watched any of my videos about the dogmas, today we are learning about the dogmas. We are on Roman Circus timeline of Wormwood from Catholic Encyclopedia. The date and then the dogma. CE 300, full immersion changed to effusion, which is a sprinkling, where they sprinkle water on your head. CE 300, prayers to the dead, necromancy, a form of divination, against Deuteronomy 18:11 and Yashayahu 8:19. CE 310, making the sign of the cross. CE 325, anathema or death decreed to anyone who adds or changes the creed of faith of Nice or Nice. See years 1545 and 1560. Easter was established at Nicaea. CE 365 to 370. Council of Laodicea rejects Apocrypha. Calls Shabbat observers Judaizers worthy of death. This council refers to Shabbat as distinct from the Elohard's Day or Baal's Day. So that's a very big red flag right there, where you should see that they separate Yahuwah's day from the demonic one's day. That should be a very big, flashing sign in the Catholic spaces right there, that something is very wrong. CE 375, veneration of angels and dead saints. Veneration means worship, and we're not supposed to worship the dead. Or we're not supposed to worship, or necromance. We're not supposed to do necromancy. CE 394, institution of the sacrament of the Mass. Missa recitata, low Mass is priest plus 1. Missa cantata, sung Mass, priest plus 1. Missa solemnis, high Mass, priest plus 2. Missa pontificalis, bishop plus priest plus, it has a question mark. CE 431, the worship of Miriam or Mary. Veneration is worship. And we're not supposed to worship anyone but Yahuwah. Yahuwah is a jealous Elohim, and he wants all the worship for himself. And he rightfully needs the worship because he made us. He created everything on this earth. So that is the reason that nobody else should be worshipped but him. CE 431, Miriam, Queen of Heaven, against Yirmiyahu 7:18, 44:17, and 44:25. CE 431, Miriam, ever virgin, against Mattiyahu 1:25, Malachi 6:3, and Yehukanan 2:2 through 4. CE 431, Miriam or mediatrix, against 1 Timothy 2:5 and Yehukanan 11:28. CE 500, priestcraft began to dress in priestly garb. CE 526, sacrament of extreme unction. CE 593, doctrine of purgatory. Yehukanan 525 and 1 Yehukanan and then Yehukanan 1:7 through 9 and 2:1 and 2, Romans 8:1. CE 600, Latin language, only language permitted for prayer. That's crazy, when not all of us speak Latin. Who speaks Latin anyway? 1 Corinthians 14:9. CE 709. Kissing the feet of Pope is ordered. Acts 10:25 and 26. Revelation 19:10 and 22:8 and 9. Speak against this. They show us that this is wrong. CE 750. Temporal power of Pope declared. This is all against Matthew 4:8 and 9, 20:25 and 26. Yehukanan 18:38. CE 754. Council of Constantinople ordered removal of all images and abolition of image worship. Hallelujah. That's actually a sound doctrine. The rest are all insanity. I would say Christ insanity. And then CE 785. Miriam, co-redemptrix. She cannot redeem anyone. Yahuwah is the only one. Yahusha is the only one that can redeem us. Acts 4:12, Psalms 146:5, and Hebrews 7:25. CE 788. Miriam, worship. We're not supposed to worship her. She cannot save us. She cannot redeem us. Against Romans 1:25, Yashayahu 42:8, and Malachi 3:21. CE 788. Worship of cross, relics, and images reauthorized. So the worship of objects was reauthorized. And it's ridiculous to have mighty ones of stone and wood and whatever. You cannot make your own mighty ones. They cannot do anything for you. The only one that can do anything for you is the Most High. Drop the mic. Okay, so Miriam worship against. I was on to the relics and the images reauthorized. No, that's just blasphemous and ridiculous. Against Exodus 20:4, Deuteronomy 12:3, 27:15, and Psalm 115:4-8. CE 850. Fabrication and use of holy water. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, my book closed. Adopted from Hinduism's sacred water of the Ganges River. I wish I would have known this before I had ordered a bottle of holy water from. They said it was not. They didn't say Ganges River. They said it was from, I believe, the river Euphrates or something, or some other river that they say is sacred. I don't remember. I don't have the bottle here with me. It's at the house, but. Oh, I wish I didn't order it now. I ordered it when I first came into the faith, and I didn't read this book yet. I'm reading these books for the first time with you guys. Fossilized Customs, I had read half of it myself, or a quarter of it, and then I read all of it with you guys. Okay. CE 890, Veneration of Saint Joseph, husband of Miriam. CE 788 listings. Miriam worship. So veneration of Saint Joseph, husband of Miriam. Okay, so that's veneration is worship. You cannot worship Miriam's husband. That doesn't make sense. Most of these doctrines do not make any sense. The only one that makes sense is when they got rid of the worship of objects, images and objects. And that's the only doctrine I see here that makes any sense. Okay, CE 965, Baptism of the Bells, ceremony of baptizing bells. You're baptizing an object to ward off demons and to call the elect to vespers when blessed bells are rung. The bells are not blessed. I'm sorry, but they're not blessed unless Yahuwah blessed them. And Yahuwah did not bless any objects that I can see, except for maybe the Ark of the Covenant that houses the old sacrificing of animals, houses the old covenant. CE 995, canonization of dead saints against Romans 1:7 and 1 Corinthians 1:2. This doesn't really make sense to me either. CE 998, fasting on Fridays and during Lent, against Matthew 15:11, 1 Corinthians 10:25, and 1 Timothy 4:1 through 8. CE 1079, celibacy of priestcraft declared, married priest ordered to cast off wives, against 1 Timothy 3:2 through 5, 3:12, and Matthew 8:14 and 15. CE 1090, institution of rosary prayer beads or chaplet. Now this comes from Hinduism, Buddhism, and I believe Islam. But let me read on. Against Matthew 6:7, Deuteronomy 18:10 and 11, and Yashayahu 8:19. Also, Buddhism, Shinto, and Islam practice prayer bead counting. Boom. Okay, yes. My memory's getting better. So, like, the more that I read about the dogmas and I read about other stuff in here, like, I start to memorize some of it, and praise Yahuwah, my memory's coming back. Okay, CE 1190, sale of indulgences, against Ephesians 2:8 through 10. Now, this is ridiculous as well. For those of you who don't know, this was a practice of people paying the clergy to have punishment time taken off from burning in purgatory after their death. Eating meat on Friday is a mortal sin. So you can't buy an indulgence for doing that. It's straight to hell for you. So that's another one that makes no sense at all. So, please watch my video on, let me see here. It was 4th Ezra, or no, 4th Enoch, the last video I just made, or the last two videos I just made, before I did the video on the BYNB, because it does tell you where people end up before they end up at the judgment. But I don't see it as purgatory, and you cannot buy time off of it. CE 1215, dogma of transubstantiation declared, against Luke 22:19 and 20, Malachi 13:21, Yehukanan 6:35, Matthew 24:23 through 28, and 1 Corinthians 11:26. Many were burned at the stake over this false teaching. And I believe this transubstantiation thing, I believe I remember it correctly, was the communion, when you go up and you supposedly are eating of the body of Mashiach. It's not true. Not true at all. And it's a ridiculous assumption. As a child, I was made to do that a few times, but no, it's not something to have your children do. CE 1215, confession of sins to priests ordered. That is against Psalms 51:1 through 10, Luke 7:48 and 15:21, and 1 Yehukanan 1:8 and 9. CE 1220, adoration of the wafer host. That sounds more like the communion. Matzah worship, against Exodus 20:4 and Yehukanan 4:24. You cannot worship bread. CE 1229, scriptures forbidden to laymen, against Yehukanan 5:39, 8:31, and 2 Timothy 3:15 through 17. CE 1265, Miriam's house moved by angel to Lorentos, Italy. Now this is just bizarre and insane. As fishy as this smells, I don't think they violated Torah unless they were lying. What do you think? I think they were lying. CE 1287, scapular protection decreed. Now this one's bizarre as well. Brown cloth talisman with picture of virgin packed with tea leaves proclaimed to contain supernatural powers or virtues to protect the wearer. That is just crazy as well. CE 1414. Chalice forbidden to laity at communion, a radical distortion of the Passover Seder, the annual remembrance of Yahusha's death. CE 1439. Dogma of Seven Sacraments against Mattiyahu 28:19 and 20 and 26:26 through 28. CE 1439. Purgatory declared valid dogma. I don't understand that at all. No. Against Mattiyahu 25:46 and Luke 23:43. CE 1508. Miriam, mother of God, or mother of Elohim. Against Mattiyahu 12:46 through 50, Luke 8:19 through 21, and Acts 1:14. CE 1545. CHURCH tradition equal and able to alter scripture. Now that is blasphemy if I have never heard of it. They should not have been able to alter the scriptures whatsoever, because you're not supposed to take away or add to the word. Against Mattiyahu 15:6, Malachi 7:7 through 13, Colossians 2:8 also adds many other dogma to Council of Nicaea. CE 1560, Creed of Pope Pius the Sixth or the Fifth. I think it's the Sixth. The decreed against Galatians, and this is against Galatians 1:8. CE 1580, Pope declared to be LORD-GOD. That's enough to get some people roasted. Yahuwah will not allow his esteem to go to another. You cannot worship anyone but Yahuwah. Yahuwah created all of us. Yashayahu 48:11. That is where it tells you where Yahuwah will not give his esteem to another. CE 1593. Ave Maria adopted means Hail Miriam. You can't, that's worshiping Miriam. That's worshiping another deity that is not supposed to be worshipped. CE 1710. Stuffed donkey in Verona, Italy at CHURCH of the Madonna of the organs. Decreed to be the actual animal Yahushua HaMashiach entered Jerusalem on. Come on. Visiting it will gain indulgences. Circus animals for the circus. Absolutely. There's no way that Yahushua came into Bethlehem on a donkey that was a stuffed animal. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. That one is just refuted right there. When Lou first heard about this, he couldn't stop laughing for about 10 minutes. I found it funny the first time I heard it too, but now that I've heard it so many times, it's ridiculousness. CE 1854. Immaculate Conception of Virgin Miriam. Against Romans 3:23 and 5:12. Psalms 51:5. Yirmiyahu 17:9. CE 1864. Miriam, sinless. Against Luke 1:46 and 47, Romans 3:10 through 19 and 23. CE 1870, papal infallibility decreed. Against 2 Thessalonians 2:2 through 12, and Revelation 17:1 through 9 and 13:5 through 8 and 18. CE 1907, all sciences condemned. Science is the search for truth. And the word comes from the Latin word scio, which means to know. So that's a ridiculous dogma as well. CE 1922. Pope declared to be JESUS the J-Man. That is preposterous. CE 1930. All public schools condemned. CE 1950, Declaration of the Bodily Assumption of the Virgin Miriam into Heaven. That is bizarre as well. Okay. CE 2008, the name Yahweh forbidden in liturgy, singing, or worship. So they didn't even want a name that was close to Yahushua's name to even be spoken or sung. That's a little bizarre to me as well. CE 2014. Following Pope Francis on Twitter gains indulgences. No, that's another big fat 0. No, that's wrong. Okay, if the above isn't Wormwood, it will do until the real Wormwood comes along, don't you think? Like, all of those are so bizarre and preposterous and just no. Just none of this. None of the dogmas should be even followed except for the one that says that they got rid of they abolished the worship of images and the worship of yeah, that's what it says. So images or like objects. So that's the only one that is okay to me, but the rest is folly. It's all folly. And it's all wormwood. Absolutely. But next time we will be doing a study on here's the next reply from Ask a Catholic's website. And Hebrew roots are feared. And I believe that's as far as we will be able to get with that study. Because I don't like making the videos very long, because I know that people have other stuff that they need to do, and I understand that. So I've been trying to shorten them to at least 10 to 15 minutes. But this one went over a little bit longer than I thought it would. But I love you all with an everlasting love, as Yahuwah loves you all. So here we go. Baruch haba Hashem Yahuwah. Praise Yah always. I love you all. Shalom and blessings.